My first guest tonight is an Academy Award-nominated actress who starred in such films as What's Love Got to Do with It and How Stella Got Her Groove Back. She's also stars on the FX series American Horror Story. Starting Friday, she can be seen in the new movie London Has Fallen. Please welcome the very busy Angela Bassett. Nice.
Thank you.
You look gorgeous.
For you.
Yeah.
You.
Why, thank you.
Yo.
I went in to see you in the dressing room before the show. I like
Very
to surprise the ladies in a creepy way. I know.
I'll drink a water.
Yeah, no, I am. But good God, you're in such amazing shape. You're so gorgeous.
Thank you.
Yeah, my arms don't do that. You know, we've been talking tonight about the Oscars, and I'm just curious. You were nominated for an Oscar. And what do you recall most about going to that event as a nominee? What it's like? What is the memory that you can tell us so we know what it's like?
Well, when you're nominated, I remember to this day I don't have the ringer on my phone,
right? Because
the phone starts ringing and it's as if it doesn't stop.
Yeah.
And of course you don't have one phone. You have like phone in the bedroom, in the kitchen, in the living room. So it's like ding, 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 you know.
So you just turned off all the phones.
So much noise. Yeah. So I can hear a click. But also that was the day I wore it. It was the big ball gown sort of year, you know. And I remember just stopping all liquids at 11 a.m. Because I wanted to experience everything. I didn't want to have to go to the bathroom and hike this dress over my head and all of that, so I just stopped.
So you just said, I will not go to the bathroom during the Oscars. I'm stopping all liquids at 11. You could have passed out. You could have passed out. You got to be in a bit last night. Chris had you do a very funny bit. It was a tape bit. Was that your idea? Who contacted you about the bit?
Well, Chris, well, I got you know, on your cell phone, you know, you get just these random numbers, you know, because I don't have his phone number, his cell number. I didn't think he had mine, but I guess you know, you can get what you want.
Yeah.
And so I let this number, this weird area code, just through the weekend. I'm with the kids, the family, doing whatever. I said, I'll deal with that on Monday. I'll delete it later, whatever it is, you know. And so I listened to it, waiting to go in to work out, and it was like, "Hi, Angela Bassett, this is Christopher Rock." I was like, Christopher Rock? Who is Christopher? Chris Rock, wait a minute.
Why is he calling himself Christopher?
That's his given name.
I know, but that's so weird. He never said, you know, I know the guy. He never goes around saying, I am Christopher Rockin' Child.
But it was serious business this year at the Oscars. Serious business.
And he's talking to you. He wants to sound fancy.
Full name. Yeah, so he just left a number. He didn't say what he wanted, you know. So I said, all right, well, let's call and find out. And his producer, then I see an email come in that says, he has an idea for a little something he wants to do. And I was like, I'm not committing to anything until I find out what it is. And
you want to hear that idea first.
Yeah, I want to hear the idea first. So they sent a script over, and I thought, I can have fun with this.
Sure.
This will be fun. It's a way to be there, but yet not be there.
That's funny. Did you think at all it could be a prank call? Because the only reason I bring it up is a couple of weeks ago, Chris called me about something else. We've known each other a while. He called me up about something, and my assistant just leans her head in the door and says, Chris Rock is on the phone?
Christopher Rock.
Yeah, she said Chris. I get Chris.
Okay.
You get Christopher.
Christopher.
Yeah, you were Angela Bassett. I'm Conan O'Brien. So Chris Rock's on the phone, and I said, this is, you know, are you, like, sometimes people call from a radio station to pretend to be someone famous. They want to get you on the phone and say crazy stuff. So I was like, are you sure it's him? And she was like, oh, it's him. Like, he has such a distinctive voice. You know the minute you talk to him.
He does. So I listened to it once, and the Christopher Rock threw me off. I said, well, let me listen to it one more time. And I said, oh, yeah, it's definitely him.
Yeah.
So let's see.
When I want to be fancy, I'm Conando O'Brien.
Commando?
No, Conando.
Okay, Conando.
By coincidence, you happen to be right, but... Anywhoots, I'm curious. Lady Gaga performed on the show last night, and you, this is a coincidence, you did a sex scene with Lady Gaga on American Horror Story. Curious, you're married. What does your husband say when you tell him you come home from work and say, I just did a sex scene with Lady Gaga? Was he cool with it?
I don't remember coming home and telling him that, but I do remember.
You didn't tell him.
I didn't.
How was work? Pretty good.
Listen, I had to do it. What could I do? I refused.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't tell him. You know, I had to sign the you know, when they call you and say, oh, we need you to sign a nudity waiver. You're like, okay.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen? Who's doing what to whom?
Right,
you know?
right.
Oh, okay, I'll go for that. But I just, you know, waited until the night of and said, come on, I want you to see something. So he perched himself.
Oh, you didn't tell him, so you waited till the show aired.
Until then. And so I'm showing it, and I have the remote, and he's like, whoa, what's about to happen? You know, I was like, well, pause. What's going on with you? Are you going to be all right?
Yeah.
You know, and so just eased him into it.
So what you're basically saying is you went frame by frame.
Yeah.
You're like, wow. Yeah, that's pretty incredible.
Right.
That's pretty incredible. So, yeah, you didn't tell him at all.
I did not tell him at all.
All right, American Horror Story. So many people love this show because it is scary in a different way. It's sort of uniquely scary. It's very creepy and eerie. Is this the kind of show you would watch if you were not on it? Do you like scary things?
I don't. I like comedies. I like love stories, you know.
So you're on
documentaries.
You're on a show that you wouldn't be watching. Yeah, wow. Okay. We have that in common. I would not watch this show. If I was not on this show, I would not watch this show.
It's research.
Yeah.
Watch yourself for research.
Yeah.
No, I remember watching it, you know, binge watching, you know, the first 2 episodes before I went in to meet Ryan. And I was scared. I had a friend with me, and it was like, could you get your snacks and sit down so we can see the next one? Because I have a meeting to go to. Sit down. You ready? Let's go. But yeah, the first year on it and watching it, I had nightmares. It creeped into my dreams, you know.
I would think so. I mean, you know, the ads for that show scare me when they come up, and I'm never quite prepared for it, but they're so haunting and eerie.
Yeah.
In some ways, you've said that you use the show to overcome some of your fears. Is that true?
Really? Well, I don't like elevators. I don't like being in small places. I don't like being in, well, I worked with Wes Craven, dear departed Wes Craven, years ago, and he had me in a coffin and closed up, so I get a little
Wait a minute.
claustrophobia.
You're talking like that's a weird fear you have, when I think everybody here would agree, none of us want to get in a coffin and have the lid closed.
Yeah. Well,
you did that?
I did, but I think when we find ourselves there, we won't be conscious of it, pretty much. So,
I really hope not.
I hope not, right?
What the hell?
You never know. You got a psychic nearby can tell us what really goes
That's
down.
so funny. Like, I had to overcome my fear of being locked in a coffin.
But
so I was locked in a coffin. Yeah.
It was one of those halvesies.
Oh, it was
like,
a halvesy.
Could you, like, just open the feet part? Shoot me from the waist up, open the feet part, and then I'll feel, you know, more in control.
That is so crazy. And with the movie, London Has Fallen, you don't like helicopters, and you had to be in a helicopter.
Well, I didn't know I didn't like helicopters until we were in a scene in a helicopter. It was like, wait a minute, why you gotta lock the door?
Yeah.
Why do you have to lock the door? Then it's like, I'm out of control, you know? And Gerard and Aaron, who were in the helicopter with me.
Gerard Butler, Aaron Eckert, yeah.
They just laughed and had a time.
Yeah.
They thought it was really funny.
Right.
But it wasn't. I was sweating. It was like, you know?
Let me tell you something. If you're in a helicopter and it's high in the air, you want the door closed. You know, that will reduce your fear.
I didn't mind the door being closed. It was the locking. Click, 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 click.
Right, right. You didn't like that.
No, I didn't.
London Has Fallen. You shot this in
London.
In London.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And everything is blowing up. I have not had a chance to see the movie, but everything is, and every trailer I've seen, all of London is blowing up left and right.
All those buildings and monuments that you're familiar with,
Yeah.
except for Big Ben.
Right. It's basically all the world leaders have gathered in London for a conference.
Yeah, because the Prime Minister has passed away, you know, and so they've all gathered, and it's sort of spur of the moment.
Right.
And, you know, and perfect timing for someone who's up to no good.
Right, and people start getting killed left and right. We have a clip here. I think you were with the president in the scene, who's in Aaron Eckert and Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler, yeah. I'm
runs
the head
security.
of the Secret Service. This has happened spur of the moment, so I'm here on the ground with them to make sure that everything goes smoothly.
All right, let's take a look at this clip from London Has Fallen.
There was no chatter on this. None. Something of this magnitude, it took years to plan, and we had days.
It's a bloodbath. this, Mike.
They only have to get it right once. Today they got it right way more than that.
At least you weren't in Real glad you weren't in that helicopter.
He actually shot in Bulgaria as well.
You shot in Bulgaria as London. Well, just be glad you were in the right helicopter. London Has Fallen opens in theaters on Friday. Angela Bassett, thank you so much for stopping by. We'll be right back. Co-creator, director of Togetherness, Jay Duplass. Stick around. We'll see you in a second.